Good morning. Yes, it's morning. And all the animals are ready for me to feed them or whatever. You know how my dogs are always wound up first thing in the morning. Okay, I'm Thecia, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Let me get that right. Okay, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to do some regular chores, but I'm going to try to move my adult birds by myself this morning. I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see how it goes. But first, let's take care of the pigs. I've got a whole bunch of scraps here to feed them, and then we'll go back and feed them the regular feed after that too. But first, let's do the scraps. They are waiting on me already. I don't know why. These guys always make me smile. Let's see if we can get us something. I try to feed them without it getting on them, and it really never quite works out. But they got that to keep them busy until I do something else. Or while I do something else, and then I'll be back. I know, Daisy. I hear you, baby. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, these guys have fresh water and food. These are the little chicks that I hatched. I think they're not quite a week old. They're looking pretty good. You can see that most of them are my layer chicks, the darker ones, and the 3 yellow ones are the ones that are the American breast birds. Huh, that's interesting. That one has got some interesting color on it. They're supposed to be all white. I don't know why that one had colored feathers. Interesting. I'll have to check into that. Anyway, these guys are doing good. Now let's explore what this obnoxious beeping noise is. We're not going to stay here long because this truly is obnoxious. My humidity thing is not working anymore, and therefore it thinks it has no humidity in it. The pigs are telling me I'm taking too long taking care of other things. Okay, so the obnoxious beeping noise needs to be fixed. It's in the barn. As you can tell, I started some more eggs to incubate, and the reason, let's talk about why I did that. If you think about it, here a few weeks ago, I had ordered, I don't know how many did I order, 25 chicks, and they also come to the heat, and so, and they were sexed. They were female layer birds that were supposed to grow up to be my layers for next year. I started a month ago, 24 chicken eggs in this incubator. You know what? There are some things about this incubator I like, and others that I really don't. I like the fact that it's the open on top where you can actually see what's going on and everything. But a couple of years ago, I plugged it in, and the egg turner completely. Oh, that reminds me, I need to turn my eggs. But the egg turner completely fried. I mean, it flew sparks everywhere and everything. You can't clean it properly without completely taking it apart, like unscrewing things and stuff like that. And so the reason that doesn't work is because I bleached it and scrubbed it out and everything, because it was nasty from the last round and it's just been through too much. So I think here in a couple of days I'm going to try to take it apart, take the eggs out temporarily, take it apart, and see if I can at least unhook the beeping part. I can keep up with monitoring the humidity in there, I believe. We'll have to see. But I can't, even in the barn, I can't handle all that beeping. So we'll see what we can do there. So I'm going to go turn the eggs. And let's go turn the eggs, and then we'll go back and feed the pigs before they make way too much noise. That's a lot quieter, isn't it? Okay, one thing I did want to say, and I have to admit, I haven't really researched it real hard, but what I do for feed, each pig gets half of one of these every morning and every evening. So since I've got 7 pigs, they each get, I do 3.5 containers of feed for the pigs every night and every morning too. Sometimes if I have a good amount of scraps, they get less than that, but that's in general what I feed them. While they're quiet, I want to talk to you about something else though. I just told you how much feed I give them, and obviously they thoroughly enjoy it. Sorry, I was dragging some hose so I can fill up their water. But these are a grass-loving breed. This is Idaho pasture pig. They love grass, and as you can tell, I do not keep them moved enough, and that's unfortunate. If I were able to keep them moved enough, like every 6 days, I think, or something, even if I did it once a week or whatever, and they had fresh grass every time, I could probably cut their feed in half. But I do not, probably because I'm old. You know, this is, and that's unfair to the pig, and it's unfair to the breed. So, you know, I keep working. Now, obviously, I think I'm finally dialing in the fencing for them, and that was a deterrence for a while, because I wasn't taking care of the charge on the fence or knowing how, and there was a lot of things I just wasn't doing right, and I'm finally learning it and finally getting there, and so I would like to be able to be more diligent in moving them more often, and I'm working on getting that scheduled. And if you do this breed properly, they will not cost you nearly as much money, you know, in feed or anything else as far as that goes, when you finally figure out how to do it. But yeah, this is a grass-eating breed. They like grass. They will eat the feed, obviously, but they really do like grass. That day that I had done all that scything, I threw all the stuff in here, and they had it gone in a couple hours. So I was glad for that too. But yeah, this is an excellent breed. I highly recommend it. If you saw, even Waddle stepped on my foot when I was feeding a while ago, and they bump into me and everything like that, but they're not. They were just excited for breakfast. They're not aggressive. They're a good breed. I really, really like them, and I would highly recommend them to you. Just do a better job of moving around than I do. All right, I chickened out. I'm kind of bummed about it, but there's a good reason for it. I mean, anytime you chicken out something, you go, oh yeah, there's a good reason I didn't do it, but I feel this is a good reason. Now let me show you what my issue is. That's my route to get to where the chicken coop is. There's a guy wire there. There's a what I used to use for a clothesline there. There's a refrigerator there. There's a pole there. And we did get this mowed and stuff, but where that's tall right back there, that's a big old hump. Past that is fairly good flat spot, but getting around, I'm just not comfortable. So I thought, well, I'll just go around the vineyard. And we used to do that, but that's so overgrown, and there's so many thorn trees and stuff. I don't want to pop a tire. That's my big deal, is not wanting to pop a tire trying to get all this done. So you know what? Tom always does the backing up anyway, and I will wait till Saturday. I'm not happy about it. Mainly, well, there's 2 or 3 reasons I'm not happy about it. One of them is I want to be self-sufficient. I want to be able to take care of stuff and do them myself. And I was never on that. Let me rephrase that. The mobile egg unit, I wanted a mobile egg unit. When I tried to convey what my idea was for mobile egg unit was to Tom, he came up with his own version. And now I've got a mobile egg unit with flat tires that cannot be replaced because the axle is outdated. And I forgot about the beeping. I don't back up well. I certainly don't. I can't back a trailer to save my life. And literally, if you told me at the point of a gun you have to back this trailer, I'd say shoot me. I've tried, guys. I've tried and tried and tried. And you can give me all the tips you want. It didn't work with me. I don't know. Something's wrong with my brain. So I'm going to have to rely on Tom for this until I come up with a better design, and I have no idea when that's going to be. I want a better design. I want a good mobile egg unit. I've thought about the Justin Rhodes Chickshaw, and that's a pretty good option, except when we are exceptionally windy here. Now, I had mentioned something like that at one time. I don't know, a year or so ago, asking how it did with the wind, and somebody goes, oh yeah, it does real good if you throw straps over it and anchor the straps to the ground and stuff. I'm going, I don't know. Okay, that's a good idea too, I guess, if I need to. So I'm looking for a good chicken tractor design that is not so big and heavy that I can't move it myself, that has to be used with a vehicle. I don't want to use a vehicle to move it. So I'm still working on that. But my path here, things are so overgrown. There's hidden rocks, there's hidden hunks of metal, there's hidden all kinds of stuff out in this tall grass. And I'm just not comfortable with driving in it. And I think Tom knows where all the pitfalls are, I guess. So I'm so bummed. But okay, you know what? There's something else I want to talk about. While I was doing chores, I finished up taking care of the rest of the chores. I didn't do it on camera because I really thought I was going to be moving the birds. I've had a concept going in my brain for, I don't know, several months now. And I had even alluded to it a little bit in the past, but I think there was a formation of the idea where I'm going to try to form it out and make a video series of it. And are you ready for the next Great Depression? A lot of people in our camp are preppers, and that's a good thing, I think, but I believe that prepping can only take you so far. What are you going to do when you run out of Band-Aids? What are you going to do whenever you run out of your stored food? You know, and some people got a lot of food, don't get me wrong, but what are you going to do when that runs out? I'm going to do some more research, but I've heard that the actual Great Depression lasted 10 to 13 years. And that's a lot of beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, guys. So I think I'm going to start doing a little research and start trying to do a series of Are You Ready for the Next Great Depression? And I don't want to do this to scare you. But I'm going to make it out, set it out to get you to thinking, what can you do? If it doesn't happen, great. You know, but if it does, you need to at least try to be prepared for it. Hell, and on that same note, we're just a couple of weeks away from, 3 weeks away from the Self-Reliance Festival. I think it is $95 now. $95 for the 2-day thing. Guys, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a booth. I'm not going to be speaking or anything, but I will have a booth. I'm going to be selling some beef tallow skincare. And I'm going to have some of my mugs there for Grandma's Homestead. And I'm going to be passing out stickers to people also. But so I'm going to be there and saying hi to everybody that comes through and try to sell you some really good skincare. I'm going to be trying to hooking up with a whole bunch of, Jack Spearco, Joel Salatin. I don't even know who else there. I think Joel Riles is going to be there. And some of you going, who? What? Come and find out. These are go-getters, big-time doers, big-time people who want to help you succeed, want to help you prepare for whatever it is that's going to be coming down the road, and what may already be on the way here. I don't know, but if nothing else, you get to meet some people. I like going there because sometimes I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are not doers, and I do. There are a lot of doers around me in some areas, but in other areas, they're going, oh, we just got to have faith. Yeah, well, I have faith, and I'm going to start doing stuff too, and I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of apathy going on. Well, I've given up on my country. I don't care anymore. It's like, what? Why? Yeah, we've given a lot of our country away. We've really screwed it up. But if you don't fight for it, if you just going to lay down and let them have it, then that's a bad thing too. So, I'm surrounded by people who, when I go to the Self-Reliance Festival, who are learning to circumvent what may be happening. Because, if you think about it, that's part of it. If somebody puts a door or a wall in front of you, you start looking for other ways to get out. If they block, whatever's put in front of you as a block, you got to find a way to work around it. Pivot. Be flexible. Do what it needs to survive. Do what you need to do to keep your family going. And many people, if you think about it, if you do any research in this too, Think about how many millionaires were developed during the Great Depression. And some of you can argue about how they did it and stuff, but not all of them were how you would say. Goodness, I've got a lithe dog. She jumped off the tall end of the front porch and was graceful. And it wasn't Beethoven who did it. I don't think Beethoven would survive jumping off this porch. All right, guys, I would love to see you at the Self-Reliance Festival. I would love to see how you're coming on in your journey in life. And I think I'm going to do some work. I'm going to do some, and there's Beethoven right there. Yeah. Guys, I care. I really do care about you. And I want you to live the life you want to live. I want you to get up off the couch and do what you have to do in your life, okay? God bless. I'll see you next time.